Hi, and welcome to this video on how to build your first website. This video will show you how to build a website step by step from scratch. We like to use lean domain search. Just go to leandomainsearch.com, fill in your keywords, and let lean domain search do the work. As you can see, lean domain search combines your keywords with a couple of generic other keywords to come up with domain names that are still available. So let's go over a couple of them. Now there isn't one that really stands out to me, but I actually like this one, MrHealthyRecipes.com. Let's remember that domain name. To change MrHealthyRecipes.com into MissHealthyRecipes.com, and we're gonna find a partner to host our new website on. In this example, we're using SiteGround.com. All of the links of the tools that we're using in this video are linked below in the description. Now, SiteGround.com offers a couple of simple options to get your website up and running. For this example, we're going to use wordpresshosting.com. So let's get started. Now, as you can see, there are a couple of options. Now, because Tina is just starting, she doesn't need a really big hosting package. So that's why we're just starting with the startup option. Let's fill in the domain name that we've decided on. And this is the part where you choose the extension that we talked about earlier. So let's go with .com. This is the final step of SiteGround, where you just fill in all of the account information, client information, and payment information to get your hosting going. Once you've finalized the process, you will receive an email where you can easily just launch the wizard of SiteGround.com. When you launch the wizard, SiteGround will help you set up your hosting. So let's set up as a new website. I want to start using WordPress, and we're going to fill in these details. In here, you can just fill in your own email address, think of a username and password, and confirm. Once you've filled in all of the options, you can confirm and agree the terms of service and complete the setup. SiteGround is going to set up WordPress, and it's going to make sure it's running properly on your new domain. Once SiteGround is done, you can go and head to the customer area. This is where you can find all of the details to your hosting account. In the top view, there is this My Accounts tab. Once you click it, you'll get an overview of all of your domains that you've set up. In the My Accounts tab, you can find all of the domains that you have set up. This is where we will find the MissHealthyRecipes.com domain. So let's manage our account. This is where you can see your domain, what has been installed, which in this case is WordPress 5.2.2, which is the latest version. And if you want to go and head into your domain, you can just simply click Go to the Admin panel. Once you've clicked Go to the Admin panel, SiteGround will direct you to the admin panel of WordPress. This is where you can fill in your username and your password to log in into your WordPress domain. Once you've filled in your personal information, SiteGround will help you set up your WordPress site. When setting up WordPress, there are a couple of options you can go through when it comes to themes. Don't worry on picking the right theme at the beginning, because you can change this at any time once your website is set up. So for now, just pick one and hit continue. SiteGround then suggests a couple of plugins which will help you set up your website easier. Plugins are basically an extension of your website and give you extra features that can help your visitors. for instance, a contact form or Google Maps integration, or maybe even a shop or a calendar. But for this instance, we're going to leave it as is, but you can choose whatever you want and try to fill it around. If the last option are 3 plugins that might be interesting to you. First of all is Google Analytics to see what your customers are doing. The second one is to optimize your website for SEO using the Yoast SEO plugin. And the last option is a plugin by OptinMonster, which help you grow your subscribers list. Any of these options are not necessary to run your WordPress website, but may come in handy in a later state. So for now, I'm going to leave it as is and hit complete. Once SiteGround is done with your website, this screen will pop up. You have two options: go to the dashboard or directly view your website. So let's take a look at what it has already been done. As you can see, your website is up and running. There's a basic blog and different features already up and running. But in the next section, we're going to customize this with your look and feel and your features for your upcoming website. If at any time you want to access your WordPress website, just hit up your domain at wp-admin and it will take you to the login screen of WordPress. Now let's look at all the different possibilities in WordPress. On the left, you can see all of the menu items in your WordPress admin. On the left, you will find all of the different items that are available to you. Let's get started on the beginning. In the Posts tab, you will find all of the different blog posts that you have published. Once you click Add New, you can start writing right away. WordPress provides you with handy tips on what every feature of this screen is telling you. Now the next item is categories. Blog posts can be divided in categories. This can come in handy later on if you want to categorize your blog post. So let's say, for instance, in Tina's example, she wants to write about healthy recipes. She can categorize by the different kitchens. So she can categorize by Asian cuisine, French cuisine, etc., etc., and put the different posts that she's publishing in those categories so she can build different pages using those categories. And last but not least, in the Posts tab, you can add tags. So let's say in Tina's example again, when she's publishing a post about the Asian cuisine, she can add a tag like ramen or pho or noodles, etc., etc. She can select those posts in a later state. Let's move on to media. The next section is the media section. You will find a library where you can find all of the available media on your website. You can add new media, for instance, like images and videos. The next section is pages. The big difference between pages and posts is that posts is usually used for blog posts and updates. Pages are more long-term content pages, like contact pages or inspiration pages, usually pages that have a long lifetime. In this overview, you can see all of the different pages that are available on your WordPress. In the next item, you can start writing your first page. Now the next tab is the comment tab. This is the tab where all of the comments are collected that have been posted below your items. Next we have WordPress forms. Now this may be different to other installations or other hosting partners, but in this case we used WordPress forms. This is where the section where you can find the different contact forms that you have been adding. Next up, we have Appearance. This is a collection of all the themes that have been included in WordPress. As you can see, you can easily add a new theme. We're gonna go into all of that in the look and feel section of this video. You can customize your theme with different options. We're not gonna go into this one just yet. Next up, we have widgets. Now, widgets are features that you can include in different sections of your website. So for instance, you can add an image to your footer. Next, we have menus. This is where you can build up your own menu and use it in the later section. The next section is plugins. As I told you before, this is a section where you can install plugins that will help you expand your website. It can range from a wide variety of different plugins, for instance a calendar plugin or a Google Maps plugin. There are a lot of plugins in the community, so definitely worth searching for something that suits your needs. The next section is a user section. In this section you can add colleagues, friends, or other people that can contribute to your website and give them a known account. In the tools section, you can find all of the available tools that can help you export personal data or erase personal data, especially in this time of day with privacy being very important. This is something you want to keep in mind. Now, last but not least is the general settings area. In this area, you can find settings for your website and change them to your needs. To give you an example, you can change the site title, site tagline, and adjust the email address that you're using to access your website. Now that Tina has the basics up and running, there's something showing up on her domain and she's ready to make it her own. The look and feel of a website is where you can create your own piece of the internet and let your visitors recognize the vibe you want to provide. Before we're going to look at different designs, you should have a general look and feel in mind. What other websites do you like or use on a daily basis? And what would your own website look like? Think about what the goal of your website is going to be. Do you only want to inform your visitors, or do you want visitors to do something? Picking out a design can be difficult because there are so many different options. Let's head over to themeforest.net. On this website, you can select WordPress. Once you've selected WordPress designs, you can go over the different goals that the designers have set for you. As you can see, corporate, blog, e-commerce, retail, entertainment. There are a lot of different options. What we usually like to do is to go over all of the popular items. Just select popular items. From here, you can select the theme that you feel most suited to your needs. Just select one and look at what different features they offer. Usually the number of sales and the item rating will tell you a lot about the customer service and how frequently the design is being. Before buying a design, it's a good idea to look at what the design looks like in the real world. Every design has this live preview feature, so let's look at the design that we've selected. Now we like this design because it's simple and easy to use. As you can see, there's a lot of demo content already available to you. Now Tina mainly wants to write about healthy recipes, so for her, a blog might be the best solution. So these are the different options for creating your own blog. I kinda like this design, so let's see how that looks in real life. Cool. A nice header, a couple of subsections, popular posts on the right, tags. I can see Tina using this design, so let's try and install this. For this video, we're going to use the salient design. It has a decent amount of sales and it has a good item rating. It has over 250 useful templates, which makes it a lot easier to create your own pages. Salient is light and fast, which makes it a lot easier for your customers to read your pages. It has an easy page builder. It's not necessary to select the salient design. This process works for every design. Once you've selected the design that you like, just select Buy Now. Create an account at ThemeForest. Once you've purchased the design that you like, the design will be available to you in the Downloads page. Hit the download button and select Installable WordPress files only. Once you've downloaded the design file will be available to you in the Downloads folder. Now log in to your WordPress blog and go to the Appearance section and select Themes. Once you've selected Themes, you can add a new theme and upload the theme. WordPress will ask you where the download file can be found. Choose File, go to your Downloads folder and select the downloaded design. Hit Install Now. Once your theme is installed, this screen will pop up. Hit Activate. Congratulations, you've just installed your first design. Now in order to run some themes, you'll have to install the required plugins. So let's begin installing the plugins. Here you can see a list of all of the plugins that need to be installed. Select them all, hit install, and apply. Let's take a look at how the website is looking now. As you can see, it's a lot different. Now let's go back and install the demo content. To make sure the design is working properly, you need to install some demo content and activate the plugins. So head over to your design category and hit General Settings. On this page you can see which plugins are required to run the design. Hit Begin installing and activating plugins. Once again, you're back at the plugins page. Select them all and hit Activate. Now that all plugins are activated, we're going to go into the Design submenu and select Demo Importer. On this page, you can see all the different demo content you can activate. So let's select one. For instance, I like going with this blog magazine, so I'm going to select this one. Confirm import and let the theme work its magic. When the demo content is imported, let's take a look at how the website looks now. This looks a lot different than before, but it's still not quite like the demo content that we have seen before. So let's try and fix that. Head back into the admin, go to settings and select reading. Now the reason why it looked different was because the home page was a static page. So select the static page, and for home page, select magazine blog landing and save changes. Now let's see what we did. Cool, this is more like the demo content that we saw. So let's try and add some own content. Now that we have set up our home page, we want to try and customize it. So we're going to head into Pages, All Pages, and see that this is our front page. So let's try and edit it. This is the part where you can customize your page. With the Salient design, you can choose between different templates. So let's look at what Salient has to provide. In this section, you can see the different options of elements you can add to your page and make the home page your own. So let's look at the blog items. When you scroll down, you can see that there are a lot of different options to add to your page. Try and fiddle around and just add them and delete them if you don't like them. I like this item, so I'm gonna select it and add it to the page. Now the newly added element is down below. As you can see, recent post slider has been added to your page. The best way to get familiar with your design is to just add and change a couple of elements. So let's adjust our latest element. As you can see, there are a lot of different options to select from. Once you've made the necessary changes, hit update and wait for it to save. Once it's done loading, go and check it out. So here's the home page. So once you scroll down, you can see that the added element that we've just created is all the way down below. Now let's change the position of this element. The only thing you have to do is hit the edit page button, go all the way down to the element where you want to change the position to, and drag it all the way up top and hit update. Let's see how it looks. Boom, it's on the top of the page. Now there is a different way to customize your design. There is also this customize button. Here you see a live view of your website and all of the different items you can change. Just go through a couple of them, change a couple of options and save. Don't worry, you can change back at any time you want. Now let's go back one more time and create our first blog post. Hit the edit page button and go into the posts section. Now all these posts are part of the demo content. So to give you a good example of what's possible, the first thing you want to figure out if the categories are right. So let's go into the category section. The demo content has imported these categories for you. Maybe you want to change them to something that's more appropriate to your goal. In Tina's case, she wants to add a category healthy recipes. Now the slug part is, as you can see, the part that's going to be displayed in the URL. This is helpful for your customers to This is the part of the URL that makes it easier for your visitors to find your website or search engines. So let's add the same content. And hit add category. What you can do is create subcategories. So as a part of healthy recipes, Tina wants to add keto recipes as well. Select healthy recipes as your main category and hit save. Now let's create our first post. Hit add new. And let's start writing. Once you're done, writing your first blog post, once you're done with writing your first blog post, you can select the once you're done with creating your first blog post, you can file it under the correct category. So let's select the categories page. Once you're done writing your first blog post, you can file it under the right category. So hit categories and select healthy recipes. Now it's time to publish. Hit publish again and your first blog post is live. Now Tina wants to add a beautiful picture for her blog post. Now go to pexels.com and search for the type of pictures that you're looking for. In Tina's case, let's search for food. This is a great picture. Let's choose this one. Download the picture. Now to add the picture to the blog post, simply click this button, upload the file, congratulations, you've just added your first picture to your blog post. Now there are so many options in your design that it's hard to go over all of them in this video. But remember, start with some demo content and try to customize that demo content to your liking. If you're stuck, try and find examples by Googling them or contact the customer support. Comment down below if you have any questions. Let us know what you have created. All the links to the tools we've used are in the description. And don't forget, we have a couple of videos coming up in which we will go deeper into topics we have discussed, so you don't want to miss out. Thanks for watching and hope to see you in the next video.